Content, the key, most important bit of the whole PICE framework and pretty much marketing potentially in general. What you're communicating, what you're creating, what's the keywords essentially, the terms, the search terms. We created a model that really helps map this out and draw patterns between all of it. And that's not just for your own sanity, it's also to play into the algorithms of Google and the search engine optimization and how you can connect content with relevance and also actually add value to the communications that you're trying to say. So rather than the keyword stuffing approach, you can actually talk about things as a human would read it and they'd get value from it. That's what essentially Google's algorithms are just looking like with the RankBrain artificial intelligence algorithm. They know what you're trying to say, even if you're not being super explicit with the keywords. So as soon as you start to think in that way, you can start to be more adventurous with your content, with your content marketing strategy, with the messages that you're putting out there, with the things that you're sharing online. You can really start to add more value with what your content is. So one of the ways that we do this is we look at a few certain things. So you're probably well aware, or you may not be, of the 4 Ps. If you've ever studied marketing, they really do shove it down your throat. So I got it shoved down my throat, I learned it was great. But then when you try and apply that into digital, or you try and link it into things like SEO and search engine optimization and all these other things, it gets really difficult and it gets a bit disjointed. So what's really helped is being able to have a model like this where you look at your persona, right, and you break that down into 2 and let's create some keywords and terms around who they are, and then just plot them down there with some sticky notes and then get an idea for your personas. Moving on to your product, what's the product that you've got? Think about breaking them down into 2 search terms and just talk about synonyms and related keywords that relate to your product. Then after that, we want to look at the problem that you're solving. So what are the 2 key problems that you're looking to solve, and talk about them really holistically, talk about them in expressive terms and other things that relate to that problem too. And then finally, where you're playing. So that is, what's the sector, what's the vertical, what's the industry. Think about the things where's your market, and then break those down as 2 key markets or verticals, and then elaborate on them a bit more, and what are things that relate to those industries. After you've done all that, you've got loads of terms, probably too many terms, but essentially you take all of those and then you go and find out the volume. First of all, you go and find out the search volume, see if they're competitive, see if people are actually searching those terms. Then you go and ask software to say, well, if these are the terms, what are other related terms, and what are other related terms that are long tail? So for example, they're more question based, because they're the questions that people are asking, and if you can answer those questions, that's how Google and the search engines will start to rank your content. So that's one example of how it can be used. Another one can be in terms of these keywords are how people describe themselves in their biographies on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, in their bio, but also on LinkedIn, right? So that's also how they describe themselves in terms of what their job title is, what industry they're in. All these things can be used to find sub-communities or your ideal persona once you've got them. And this is the key bit, because this is how you find them. And that is the content part of the PICE framework and the keyword model.